Three items on the agenda. The first one is the security situation. Second of all is the political direction of the new government in Kabul. And then third of all is the humanitarian issue. One thing which is not on the agenda is possible recognition of the Taliban government. That's been ruled out by Moscow and by all the other players. They want to take their time and have repeated the idea that we need to see how the government in Afghanistan behaves before we start thinking about recognition. Yesterday, in a pre meeting between Russia, Pakistan, and China, they pledged again that they are willing to give humanitarian aid to the country, but ruled out recognition. In terms of Russia's own involvement, Russia has some legitimate interests in Afghanistan. It really doesn't want to see a rise in terrorism in the region. It also wants to protect Central Asian countries like Tajikistan, Uzbekistan, Afghanistan's neighbors, which Russia sees as its sphere of influence. It wants to stop any kind of refugee crisis or inflow of millions of displaced people into those countries. It also wants to stop or doesn't want to see a re-emergence of the drug trade, which was so prevalent during the Taliban's first rule, which placed pressure on Russia again. But the other thing that Russia wants, really, and which analysts say is perhaps even a bigger factor in their involvement, is the perception of Russia as the key kingmaker in this. It maintained relations with the Taliban during the US backed government in Kabul for this exact moment, so that it could be a power broker, it could be at the center of the action if the Taliban did come to power. And now we see, you name the countries coming to Moscow: China, Iran, India. The US isn't, but it would like to. All the key regional players are coming to Moscow, and that's a role that Moscow, the Kremlin, Putin really loves playing on the international stage.